Legend says that at the exact instant of a birth, a new star lights up on the outer banks of the Milky Way. Now that's pretty far, so you can't always see it from planet Earth. But never forget that every child who joins this grand life affair has a lucky star in their name, somewhere up in the air. Or at least, that's what Theo's dad told him one day. Theo loved his cat. He was fierce and fun and always up for a friendly fight. His black and white robe was actually quite avant-garde. His name was Beauregard. Theo and Beau were like sun and sky, like sand and sea, like ice and cream, always there to protect each other's dreams. One evening, the phone rang and Dad had to leave the table in the middle of dinner. Just enough time for that sneaky critter to enjoy a quick feast off Theo's greasy fingers. Dad lost his job, and the family had to move out of the house to an apartment in town, too small for even a mouse. Beauregard had to go live on a friendly farm, and Theo went hiding from the world in his mother's arms. From the other side of his telescope, Theo's star detected Theo's tears. "Nope! My boy is too young to lose hope," he shouted with a smile up to his ears. His parents decided to give him all the dust left in their chest when their boy mentioned the idea of maybe walking west. But the galaxy was long and the Earth was far, and the young star needed to save it all to pay the Earth Sky Czar. He couldn't spare any to get on the fast track, unlike some of his neighbors who had more in their backpack. He had to guess every step on a path no one had set, leaving no time or room for any shade of regret. So it was with nothing but a warm heart to use for a blanket that the young star moved past Neptune, the ice-cold planet. With its tilted axis, Uranus threaded a magnetic trap, well known for throwing travelers off the map. But the young star has a dad, and a dad always has a favorite phrase that gets burnt into his son's brain after a few birthdays. "If winds push one sideways, one shall become an acrobat to not fall into their maze." He had to keep his eyes wide open and be quick on his feet to pass through Saturn's rings and its stones hard as concrete. After an afternoon of climbing, bouncing, and many other feats, the young star wondered if he was not, in fact, a gold medal athlete. He decided a detour was safer when from afar he first saw the bubbles of Jupiter. Because no matter your velocity in time or space, the voice of a mother you can never outpace. If there's a fire lit, you don't touch it. The bright red Mars was a sign he was getting closer, and it looked like a nice place to stop with all that warm weather. But the young star really couldn't dawdle any longer. After all, Theo had been waiting all summer. And another summer. And another summer. He'd gone off to college where he met a girl who also was a dreamer. Together, they decided to embark on a life full of adventure. So it was really no shocker when a few years later, in pursuit of yet another wonder, Theo himself became a father. The galaxy is long and the Earth was far, which explains why Theo is driving his own car when the young star arrives before the Earth Sky Czar. 50 pounds of dust or bust. "Oh, but that's too much," stammered the young star in fear. "My parents said half that should be enough to buy your trust." And just like that, the thought of his folks brings to his eye a small tear. "Ah, boy, spare me all the mucus. Your parents sound sweet and doughy, but me, I'm a shark. So feel free to go on to Mercury or Venus, where you'll find a cheaper place to park. Lady Moon from her corner always thought the Tsar was a poser. Ignore this greedy bouncer, young man, and tell me, what brings you to this border of the galaxy? I came here to enrich a boy's existence. He deserves it, I promise. I've seen the evidence. But I will turn around now and go back to my parents' residence, since there's nothing I can do for Theo from such a distance. I don't know, young man. I saw you take every step and carry all your weight after making the brave decision to take on your fate. You avoided all traps, the obvious and the hidden, kept your muscles strong and your eyes wide open. Come on, get up and give yourself a stretch and find out on this earth what you can etch. The young star slowly lifts himself above the fence. From there, he takes a good look, not just a glance. And without further ado, he ignites what he was born to do. With a quick snip in an engine, the young star creates a traffic jam spreading miles behind its origin, leaving Theo no choice but to veer towards an early exit because his toddler's patience in the back seat is quickly reaching its limit.
Are we there yet?
With a gentle poke on the driver's belly, he sparks in his body a special kind of unrest, urging Theo to pull over at the edge of a forest to go relieve himself at the foot of a tall oak tree. But for this plan to work, a moment of silence was necessary. So the young star must muzzle the tweets briefly in his final step towards serendipity. Theo finds a new cat, and his son meets a new friend. The love of small felines seems to be a family trend. The young star's precision and dexterity was truly a thrilling spectacle, even for a bully. Fine. In the Earth sky, you can go take a seat, but make sure to keep your space neat. More than ready to serve, the star dashes to the chair from which he will now observe. Not to intrude on Theo's family's privacy, but to forever flood them with felicity.